How are you, folks? My name is Dan Larocque. I was asked by Steph Pichet to do a little montage or a little video in regards to barbecuing. What I'm going to show you today is pork chops. Ever ask yourself why pork chops curl up when you're on the barbecue or even on the frying pan? So what I'm going to show you today is how to prevent from the pork chops from curling. So if you notice here, I've got a nice little pork chop. You can get at any grocery store, Costco, so on and so forth. You're always going to see a little layer of fat right at the bottom here. Let's see if I can get that a little closer. A little fat layer there. Now, you don't want to get rid of that whatsoever. That's where all the goodness is. That's where all the flavor comes from. So what you want to do is, instead of trimming that fat, taking the whole fat off, all you're going to do is just score, just with a little paring knife, right on the edges, if you can see that. Now, you don't have to go close, maybe every half inch or so, because what it is that fat, once it gets hot, it renders. Once it renders, that's when the pork chop and everything starts getting what's called taut. So everything just curls up. So what it does is, with those little scores that I just did on the side here, all they do is just release the pressure. So your pork chop will be flat, even, nice on the barbecue or on the frying pan. So as you can see, just a couple of little notches here. I'll do one more. Once again, this one's got a little more fat on it, so you can see the nice little fat scored. So once again, I'm going to score it here. Nothing major. Nice little half inch on each side. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do that to the rest of the pork chops. Easy seasoning. You're going to put them salt and pepper on both sides, and we'll see you at the barbecue. All right, here I am back at the barbecue. What you want to do is you want to preset your barbecue, heat it up till it's about 350, which is pretty much bang on now. We can lift the lid, and now we can put the pork chops on. Now, as you can see with the pork chops, I've scored all the fatty sides. Some are fattier than others. So we'll just take one by one. You can hear that sizzle. That's a sound you want right there. One by one, we'll take our pork chops, put them onto the barbecue. Just listen to that sizzle. The fat will be rendered down. Nice and flavor in that fat, which is what we want to keep. So you keep them on there. Check them periodically, flip them over. And we'll show you what the finished product is. Back on the barbecue here. This is after about 6 or 7 minutes on the barbecue, flipping it every minute and a half or so. As mentioned earlier, you can see that not one pork chop is curled up and down, which is why you're getting an even browning all over. They say your pork chops have to be at about 145 degrees Fahrenheit, that is, minimum. I like mine a little more well done. 145 is on the medium rare. As you can see, this one, I put the thermometer on, we're climbing a little bit to 165-ish, which is a little well done, which is perfect the way I like it. And there you have it. Perfect pork chops. Here I am back in the house, ready to enjoy my pork chops. Add any side you like to it, baked potatoes, veggies, whatever your heart desires. Just to recap, once again, so on the pork chop, when you get it, on the fatty side, you want to score it every half inch. Keep that fat. That's where the flavor is. That's where the happiness is. That's where the goodness is. Score it each half inch. Preheat your barbecue to 350 degrees. Put the pork chops on. Flip every 1.5 minutes. till the internal temperature is minimum 145 degrees Fahrenheit. Once again, it's in Fahrenheit, not in Celsius, so you want to keep that in mind. I like mine a little more well done, which is 160 degrees. Everybody has their own preference. Hope you enjoyed. Once again, Dan Larocque. You can find me on Instagram. Look me at Bucky's Barbecue Blend. I hope you enjoy.